So I'm in a good mood today and I felt like I should do a nice positive video, so I've decided I would sort of do one on how to get through school as a goth. So I got into goth in probably the end of year 7, beginning of year 8, so that's when I was like 11 or 12 or something, and yeah, so school is not easy when you're different, obviously, and like I already have cerebral palsy, which, you know, makes me different to other people, so I was kind of already at a disadvantage. But then, like, going goth, you kind of make yourself a target, but there are ways of getting through it, because I think it's a little bit too much to expect people to not be dicks to you when you look different. Like, I wish the world wasn't that way, but it just is, and I think if you want to sort of look this way, that's something that you're just going to have to accept, really. And so here are some tips on how to cope with people being dickheads. So one of the ways that I've gotten through it is I basically try and take it as a compliment. If someone's like, "Oh, you look like a freak, what the hell's wrong with you?" I just take it as like, "Well, I must look extra goth today. Ayy." So I don't really take it as an insult. If someone tries to insult me for looking like a goth, like, "Oh, you freak." It's like, thank you. Well, "Oh, you look horrible." Great. The ones that are more difficult to deal with are the type of people who are like, "Oh, go kill yourself, go slit your wrist." It's like, when you are a teenager with depression, going through stuff, like, that is not an easy thing to hear. And I think a lot of alternative people already have mental health issues, because I think a lot of people like that are generally quite creative, and as goth is a very creative thing, you're kind of like drawn to it. And the thing is, parents generally tend to blame on depression on being a goth, so like the music that you listen to, wearing black all the time. And for me it was quite the opposite. It was more like, okay, I feel like absolute crap, what can make me feel better about myself? And I found that, like, the more goth I got, the easier things were, like, the better I felt about myself. And so the sort of comments from people just like, "Oh, go kill yourself," as much as it's not easy, you can just sort of reply just like, "Wow, that is a really creative insult. Thank you so much for really taking the time to think of something like that to say." Seriously, like, they're just dickheads. They are. Just ignore them. Okay, yeah, it's easy. It's not that easy, and yeah, it did take a toll on me, but I got through the other side of it. Yeah, I did some stupid things, but we don't need to talk about that. But yeah, just seriously, when people insult you, what I'm trying to say is, don't take it to heart. Try and take it as, wow, I look extra cool today because someone has pointed it out. So that's good. Wherever you go, you are gonna meet people who are colossal wankers. And, you know, I think that's something that you just have to accept if you want to look different, because it's going to happen, you know. There's no way of avoiding that, because we don't live in a nice world, unfortunately, and difference is not celebrated as much as it should be, but that's just the way the world is, and it's something that you kind of need to accept if you want to look this way. It's not something that I've ever really grumbled about, because I sort of accept it as like, well, I've chosen to look this way. What do you expect? Like, it would be nice if more people were like, "Wow, you look really cool today." But the area I live in, I don't really know any other goths, like maybe like one or two. So basically, like, I live in a town called Bracknell. It is chav city. If you're from a country that doesn't have chavs, basically think yobbish type pricks in tracksuits. I don't know how else to describe, not that I have anything against a person in a tracksuit, I'm just saying it's what they usually wear. Tracksuits, leggings, spray tan, I think you know the type. Just generally unpleasant people who feel the need to take time out of their day to be unpleasant. So basically, where I live, the majority of people are like that. And the type, they're not so bad these days. It was worse when I was at school. So we're talking a while ago. So I guess I've never known any different because I've always had people be dicks. I see a lot of people posting on forums just like, oh, I want to be a goth, but I don't want people to call me a freak, and sorry, it might not be a possibility. It's probably going to happen. But as I've said, try and take it as a compliment because that's what I do. Like, I went into town today and I had pretty much every child I saw had to stop and point at me and just be like, oh, look at that weirdo. And it's like, hey, I've outdone myself. Brilliant. But like, yeah, I'm like in my mid-20s, so yes, I know. So things like that, they don't even faze me anymore. I find it quite funny. I mean, I feel a bit bad sometimes when children cry. Like, I used to work in Tesco, and this child was brought to the till by their parents. I didn't even look that odd. I was at work. I didn't look that bad. Like, I mean, I had piercings and I had a bit of eye makeup on, but this child just looked at me and burst into tears, and I felt quite bad about that. But then I also had a lot of customers who called me a weirdo, or I would have sort of generally older men actually, they would just be like, oh, what have you got in your face? You take those piercings out right now. It's like, mate, if my manager's cool with it, they're not coming out. They're not coming out. I love my piercings. They are part of my face, and I am sorry if my face offends you. So don't look at it. I don't know where I'm going with this. I should probably shut up now. But, yeah. Something to bear in mind. Try and turn the insults on their head. Don't do the thing that parents tell you to do, where it's just like, I know you are, but what am I? Oh, that doesn't go down well. They're just like, they just look at you like, what? You're just even weirder than I thought. So basically, next time someone says, oh, you freak, just say, thanks. And just let them go about their day. Maybe one day they will realise that it is not acceptable to insult someone just for being themselves. And yeah, I like to think that the people who picked on me in school are nice people now. I don't know if they are, to be honest. But yeah, maybe one day they will grow up and they'll think, you know what, I probably should have been nicer to that, you know, that interesting, creative person in school that I was always a dick to. They may do. They may not. They may turn into, like, I don't know, those grotty pervy types that whistle at women. Who knows? I'm just talking shit now. Something that really is kind of important to keep in mind though is do not let them stop you from being you. If being a goth is who you want to be, if being alternative is who you want to be, don't you dare let those pricks stop you from being who you are, because they're all just sheep. They're all sheep, they all look exactly the same. Do you want to look like the rest of them? If you do, fine, do it. But if you want to look like you, if you are choosing to be goth, then be goth. Because it's not worth stopping being who you are for people who just have nothing better to do with their time than be unpleasant. And you know what, those are not the kind of people that you want to be taking advice from. It's like, I went to school with guys who had long hair. I know a lot of guys with long hair. And they had people saying to them all the way through school, cut your hair off. Why have you got long hair? You're a boy. And it's like, oddly, long hair on boys seems to be quite fashionable. And it's kind of like piercing seems to be fashionable now. It's like, all the hell you gave me for having piercings, and now everyone's like, oh, septum rings, they're so cool. It's like, I got piercings when I was like 15. Yeah. Anyway, if this is how you want to look, then do it. Don't let someone telling you that they don't like the way you look affect how you decide to style yourself, because you are you. You are not those other people. You are you, and you should just be you. Because if you try and change yourself just so people aren't gonna give you shit, like, you'll end up regretting it. Like, I'm quite pleased that I never did that. I think my parents probably say something different. Like, they tried to sort of convince me to, like, de-goth so that people would stop picking on me. And I did have to change schools at one point. And we were looking around a new school, and I wanted to wear my lovely big baggy goth trousers, you know, the ones with all the chains, and they were like, they actually forbid me from wearing those. It's like, we don't want you to be bullied before you even join the school. I don't agree with that. I think they should have let me go as me. Because I don't like changing myself just to please someone else. I've done it before. Different situation. Not bullies, something else. But like, I am me. And no one is gonna stop me from being me, because this is how I like to be. I am an old person, and I am proud of that. And if you want to be you, be you. You know? Like, stop fiddling with your hair. Yeah. It's not worth changing yourself for, you know, people who shouldn't even have an input on your appearance, because, I don't know, it just seems so weird to me. Like, I wouldn't tell someone just like, you look a bit weird, you probably shouldn't do that, because if it makes them happy, like, what does it really matter to you? Like, I don't know. But yeah, if you're a baby bat, stick with it, because it's worth it. Because, like, when you're a bit older and, you know, you kind of know what you're doing a bit more, it's fun. It's fun. I love being a goth. It makes me just feel so much more like me when I look like this. So, got like my dreads, got my nice Wednesday 13 t-shirt on. It's from last year's Halloween show. Oh, well, thank you for watching, and if you want to see more from me, then please like and subscribe and leave me a comment on what you think, and whether you struggle with stuff like this in school. Maybe things have improved by now, I don't know, because this was like 10 years ago, some of this, so I don't know, maybe people are nicer now, maybe people are more accepting of alternative people. I mean, since I've been in school, like, black lipstick is accepted, black hair is accepted, black nails are accepted, so I don't know, maybe people are nicer than they were when I was in school. Yeah, so let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!